Hello and welcome to my Stamina Dragonknight PvP build. This is a sword and board front bar with deep slash build. I'm gonna show you what sets I run and what changed to the previous one. Quick look into the character screen. I'm still Imperial. I have all points into stamina because still we are sitting at 31.6k health, which is completely enough, so you can go all points into stamina and reach like close to 28k stamina this way. We are running the warrior as our Monderstone, but you can also pick serpent if you struggle with sustain. The buff we are using is Osorga Smoked Beer Haunch, giving us max health, Magicka and Stamina recovery, and we have stage 3 Vampire for the Undeath passive, increasing our damage mitigation the lower health we are. Consumables, at the moment I'm using Essence of Magicka, which gives Magicka Stamina and Minor Heroism for faster ult generation. But normal tripods are fine as well, because these are actually really expensive. Poisons on our front bar, we are using double dot poisons, just for more pressure, but you can also use escapist poisons if you just want the free CC immunity. Armor sets, like usual for DK, we are running 2 times Bloodspawn and Heavy Reinforced with the Prismatic enchant. Bloodspawn is great for tankiness and ult generation on DK also means more sustain. So just a great set to put on DK. Our first 5-piece that we are running on our front bar is Way of Fire. Here I have the heavy reinforced chest, also prismatic enchant. We get weapon spell damage, some stamina, a little bit of crit chance, and when we deal damage with a weapon, basically when we on our front bar and do a light attack, heavy attack, or like a weapon skill, we deal an additional 3k flame damage. 3k is now completely unbuffed, no Sea Serpent Coil proc, no major minor brutality, etc. And this happens every 2 seconds, so usually every time we are on our front bar and do a skill, it procs on top of our normal damage. Reinforced heavy chest, heavy reinforced boots, and also the legs, and on our front bar 2 times the sword and board, sturdy shield, and Nirnhorn dagger. Doesn't really matter if it's dagger or just the Nirnhorn one hand to increase the weapon damage. The second 5-piece we are using is Daedric Trickery for additional tankiness. We get health, stamina, magicka, and when we deal damage, basically being on our back bar and dealing damage, we get one of 5 random buffs for 21 seconds, which are either Mending, Protection, Expedition, Heroism, or Vitality. Compared to the previous build, we don't have major Mending anymore because we don't use Fragmented Shield, so Daedric Trickery becomes even a better pick. Mending just increasing our healing, same as Vitality, Protection 10% damage mitigation, Expedition with speed buff, and Heroism for even more ult generation. We have 2 times Jewelry and Infused, we have 1 sturdy medium belt, and on back bar we are running a Great Sword in Infused with Oblivion damage. In Infuse is really strong on our back bar because we bar swap every skill. You do a skill and you bar swap, skill, bar swap, and the enchant here has a 2 seconds cooldown when you use Infused, and also Way of Fire has a 2 seconds cooldown. So usually you're on front bar, do a skill, Way of Fire procs, you go back bar, do a skill, and Infused Oblivion procs. Front bar again, Way of Fire is off cooldown and can proc again. Same for our back bar. And also Oblivion damage, you can't block it, you can't shield it, and it will always hit the same based on how much health your target has. And Greatsword, because we are using corrosive armor as our offensive ult, and Greatsword gives additional weapon damage. Mace or Maul would be completely useless in this case. And the mythic, obviously, the Sea Serpent's Coil, 40% damage mitigation when we are full HP, and when you get attack, when we get damage, we get major Berserk, increasing our damage done by 10%, and we get major Courage, increasing our weapon damage by 430. That's kinda it, just a general quick look. We are using 5 times Reinforced, all Prismatic Enchant, 5 Heavy, 2 Medium, oh yeah, the usual Trainee and Sturdy, Medium, so 2 times Medium. You can also go Light Belt here if you want more Undaunted passive, but I just thought that Medium here is better to reduce my block cost even more, because we are running 5 Reinforced. Yeah, that's about the skills coming to the sets coming to our skills. Now we are starting with front bar, which is Deep Slash. This is our main spammable. Not really a spammable. You just use it because there's nothing else to use. Between the bar swaps, increase. Well, it applies minor maim, decreasing the damage done from your enemy by 5%. Some snare and a little bit of damage, and it hits AoE around your target. Then we have our bread and butter stun, which is reverberating bash. If our target gets stunned by it, it deals kinda double the damage, and just a really nice stun that you can bar swap cancel. Usually when your target falls to like 40%, you use reverberating stun into bar swap cancel, and then you're gonna execute. Then we have Coagulating Blood, the most busted burst heal at the moment. I dropped Cauterize for this. I swapped the Morph of Cauterize. We still have it on our back bar, which is Flames of Oblivion then. But now as a burst heal we are using Coagulating Blood. Vigor, just the normal healing over time one. Also we get Minor Resolve, increasing our resistance by 3k. Then now, instead of Fragmented Shield, we now have Thunderstorm. Really strong skill, healing over time every 1 second when we stand in it. 70% snare for our people and for the enemies inside. And it drains Magicka over time, but our Magicka recovery is good enough so we can sustain it. Defensive ult, Spell Wall, just open world. If you want to do it on that build, just use Temporal Guard to get the minor protection. Easy at that. Backbar, as I mentioned, Flames of Oblivion. Really strong skill. The damage over time that the damage over time that skill gives is really strong. Do I have some combat metrics from my latest duels? Yeah, I do. Here you can see Flames of Oblivion, we have Noxious Breath, and we have Way of Fire. Usually the top damage sources also decrease health, but this was a rather short duel. Here we have no, that was mega short. Here that was against the Mag Blade. Flames of Oblivion, again, top DPS skill, decreased health, also, and Way of Fire, because you proc them kinda oft, right? If you bar swap enough. And Noxious Breath, Deep Slash, our real spammable, really low, still hits okay-ish with 3k, but those are the main damage skills you want to use. Oh wait, those are the skills that will do the most damage, right? Alright, then Executioner, just when our target get low, obviously you're gonna use Executioner. Noxious Breath, let's say we have 2 spammables. We have either Deep Slash or Noxious Breath. when you don't have a dot that you have to reapply, or a buff that you have to reapply, you use Deep Slash. Deep Slash on front bar when you can't stun it, or if you don't need Vigor or whatever, use Deep Slash, bar swap, back bar. If Flames of Oblivion still running, Volatile Armor still running, and Forward Momentum still running, you use Noxious Breath and go on your front bar again. Because you want to utilize the initial damage of Noxious Breath for the pressure. So basically you always swap bars between Deep Slash and Noxious Breath and reapply your buffs into a bar swap when they run out. Then when your target gets low, use Deep Slash, try to stun him in time and use Executioner. The highest pressure you're gonna have with Corrosive up, obviously. And then we have Volatile Armor, some damage over time, and the main function is our armor buff, increasing our resistance by 6k, and also with the passive we get 12% more healing, so keep it up, will greatly help with mitigation and healing. Forward Momentum, our source of major brutality, also we get minor endurance, some more magicka, and stamina recovery, and removing snares and immobilization for 4 seconds, and also you get the immunity. Corrosive Armor, our offensive ult, we get maximum penetration, and every damage we kinda get is limited to 3% of our max health. So you really don't want to go super high health with Corrosive Armor, because this will increase the damage you take. The less health you have, the more tanky you are, and that's kind of about it. Champion points. Ironclad for the 6% damage mitigation, Focus Mending, 10% more healing, Deadly Aim, the single target damage, this also counts for dots that tick on a single target, so really strong in that case, and Mastered Arms, just direct damage, 6% more. Pain's Refuge, Sustained the Suffering, Survival Instincts, and Relentlessness. That's about the build. So far it feels pretty strong. Also open world it works because you're pretty tanky, and you can, if you really focus someone, he goes down fast. Especially with Corrosive, you have the option to stay offensive while not getting too much damage, but don't think you're immortal in Corrosive. If you have many people on you with many damage sources, you're still gonna die. So that's about the build. Have fun with it.